Hi YouTube. Thought I would make an early video today. Just woke up early, started messing around. I just fed these guys, but they're already back to the bottom. I guess everything already sunk off. Just went back inside to get my plants and bring them out. Thought I'd bring the plants out for some nice sunshine since I woke up on time today. You see these guys are still growing good. Got some new growth. That right there is new growth. That right there is new growth. This is new. This one was new, but it was a little bit older, but it's still new-ish. There's a big spider there chilling out. He's like under the leaf. And this is new. I believe I think it was this one was new too. I don't know if this thing like came loose or is like not doing good right here, or if that's just how they spread out like long ways across the water like that. But I thought that would be kind of cool if it does. I'll just cut it back when it gets too long. Duckweed is spreading out very nicely. You guys can't really tell just because of the reflection. Oh, there you go. So you can see these guys are like, this water when I scoop it out, it's kind of brown. It's basically, it's just tannins from the wood. Like other than that, this water's pretty clear. Oh wow, that's a good picture right there. Good video footage right there, really. For hitting the glares and everything. I wish I could make there be a way to get that white glare of the shed off, but I like it for light. Oh, there we go. Get you guys some decent shots. I'm ready for these guys to start breeding, so then I can just come in here and get shots of like thousands of white clouds or hundreds, more realistically, not like 100, a couple hundred or something out here. Yeah, I've definitely seen all my white clouds recently, all my cherries. This is the other pond, the left pond I call it. There's a big snail there. I don't think that's one of my trapdoor snails. It's just a pond snail, I think. Let you guys check it out. Just a random pond snail that got in there. I'll trap them in the rocks. There's a bunch of them in here. Like, I think that's another one right there. It might be like floating. I think, yeah, it's floating on the top. I don't think it was attached to that duckweed. My cats are freaking out over here. But yeah, this thing has new growth on it too. You can see there's another new growth like popping out from there. This one looks like the worst out of all of them, but it actually has, let's see if I can get it better from the other side. Yeah, little new leaf coming out there. I scooped out some duckweed. There's a bunch of duckweed in these earlier. Hey, that hurts, bro. This thing's got lots of new growth. This thing's got a few new leaves on it. Keeps just growing them out. And then this thing's Sonic the Hedgehog, as we call it around here. And its new thing is not quite half, maybe about half the height up as the original ones were. As you can see, my branch is decomposing really good in there. It looks really cool. It's got like a bunch of like loose ends from the leaves. There's a Java fern down there that this guy's hiding in. Hopefully, I put some moss in here. I don't see any of it, but I know I put some moss in both tanks. I'm gonna put some more in because I really want to get moss going out here because that's like the best way to get white clouds to breed. And I'm thinking if I can get moss to just coat the bottom, even if it's partially like algae covered moss. I got these in the shade. I don't know if you can, like, there's the sun. And so the sun comes down from that way and hits them for maybe, well, it doesn't hit that one as much, but it's got the white all around it that it bounces off of. So I know that's disgusting. It's an old trailer. But yeah, I think they're getting enough light because everything's vegging. It might not bloom. They might not get enough light for everything to flower, but I think they will, to at least get little flowers off of them. But yeah, as you can see, the sun would go down on that side over there. Well, it's more like right there. So maybe like past like 5 or 6, these guys don't really get too much light. So they are pretty nicely shaded. They're not like, they're definitely not really growing green water. It's just a little tannin water. It's from the, just some tea water. Yeah, you can see some gold white clouds down there. They look really good. They like the tea water. I only put 6 in here and I always see them. So I'm guessing I have a pretty good survivable rate. Oh, there's a snail down there. And that looks like also another pond snail. So yeah, I got some big pond snails in here. Just kind of chilling. What's that noise? My cats are being weird. I don't see my Japanese trapdoor snails as much as I would like to, but I mean, as long as the pond snail population plateaus and just stays at a certain level for a while, you know, if I'm not overfeeding, then I don't see too big of a problem with it. They shouldn't eat too many of my pond plants because they're like aggressive growers. They don't really eat Java fern and they don't really eat Java moss. And that's the only things that I'm growing out here. They're just overgrowth for my inside tanks because I have too much in my inside tanks already. I tucked like every bit of Java fern that I can down in the back of my tanks. Like just kept tucking it till it looks bushier and bushier, friction fitting it into itself. And it looks really good, but it was just too much of it. But yeah, corn tassel bee or whatever they're called, corn whatever they are, bees. Yeah. Oh, another funny story. It's got just a funny story. Oh, here's all my wood. It's just about dry enough that I can start doing something with it. Like clean it up to where it's in usable pieces. I want to cut some of the smaller pieces into even smaller pieces to use in the indoor aquarium, and then I want to cut like 1 more or 2 more pieces for the for some of the ponds. The one pond on the left is pretty good already, but the pond on the right is the one that I want some more wood in there. Yeah, the funny story is, so I have this pool over here that we were draining out, and I started getting those pond plants. I got duckweed from those people, and I only got like I said, like 5 main pieces of duckweed. Wow, my cat, dude, trying to kill me. And so I came out here one day, and that is a pool literally just like covered. It's just covered in duckweed. That's gonna crash eventually because there's not gonna be anything in there for it to feed off of. That, but that's all duckweed. I know it's really kind of hard to see, but I came out here when it was still like only like 1,000 pieces. Now it's like 1,000,000 pieces or something. They're all like super tiny little pieces. It's crazy. Oh, that might have been poison ivy right there. I'm not sure. I was standing like right beside, it's like right by my ankle. Yep. My apple trees are over there to the left of here. It's where I source all my apple wood from. It's not like I have like a ton of them, so I just cut them down. Cut down a couple branches when they get too low to do mowing and stuff like that. And the dead branches, they say not to use, or they say it's not. I think you could use them in the outdoors if you threw them in some water like a little early or something like that. Yeah. But I'm thinking like, you know, maybe later I take something like this and I stick it back in the back. I'm not gonna actually like fully stick it back there, but thinking about like something like that. Maybe on the other side of the sponge filter. And then I have a couple, so you can see, yeah, there's a couple branches down there, but they're just little guys. Oops. I got it in the duckweed. That is how duckweed gets spread. I'm sure I have like, yeah, it's kind of weird how there's duckweed over in that pool because there was definitely none in there when we drained it. So it's definitely got to be from like a bird or a bee or something landed in here and picked up like a little tiny piece of duckweed and carried it over there at least once. And yeah, that is why duckweed is invasive. Which is kind of crazy. But I mean, we already have duckweed in my state and the states that are next door to me anyway, so. And we have fish in this state and states next door to me that that would eat it. So it wouldn't be too big of a, it's not like it's gonna go crazy. There's just no fish in that pool. Yeah, so I'll just kind of spread this out, get a little bit more sunlight there. The cat's gonna play in it. And I think that's it. I guess I should, was I gonna show you guys something inside? I don't know, I've just been doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of cleaning this morning. Oh, but pay attention to this. I had a mess with a plant pot. I need to sweep that off into the grass. But yeah, that's probably all, guys. Have a good day. Sorry for the lack of content for the last week or so. It's been boring around here, except for me spilling plant pots.